Thank you, all of my friends. Thank you for inviting me. It is so fantastic, 75 years of Pakistan, and it's so delightful to see that this multinational corporation has been there for as long as Pakistan and has been steadfast in creating jobs as well as contributing so enormously to the bottom line, to the revenues of Pakistan, the top line and the bottom line. So it is because of corporations such as yours that we are able to go and run our social welfare programs and healthcare programs and educational programs. So we're very grateful for the contributions that you've had towards making Pakistan a stronger and better country. I'm terribly sorry for today. It's because of my friend Brigadier Akmal that I have to leave earlier. He used to do this trick to all of, his boss was our boss and he was our boss, because the only way to get to our boss, who was then the Prime Minister of Pakistan, was through the Brigadier. And we'd have the plans with our families, and we'd have plans I would have plans with my wife, and then here comes a call from Brigadier Akmal's office, and it was like 7 p.m., be there. And that's exactly what happened today. So I'm not responsible, he is responsible, because he set this norm that when the Prime Minister says jump, you only say how high. So today, unfortunately, the height was 7 p.m. So that's why I had to jump through the hoops, and I may have to regretfully, I would have liked to spend time with you and catch up over dinner and talk about the company and talk about each one of you. But unfortunately, I'll have to leave. I know Asad for a very long time. He's a very dear friend, and I've had Ali Tasir is also a friend. So it's like this entire PTC is like home. It's like a bunch of friends whom I have known for a long period of time. So I'm a little bit familiar with the leadership and the talent that the company has. And I think beyond the revenues and the employment numbers, the most important thing that we need is the talent pool. And I think the company has really tremendously contributed towards building world-class leadership, business leadership, and also, the corporate social responsibility leadership in Pakistan, and we are very grateful for that. I go around, I meet with people in different companies, and there are a handful of companies. Yours is one, Shell is another, and there are a bunch of other companies. Siemens was another, and you find that people who are at the top at some point in time were associated in one form or another with these companies. So in a way, through people that you've trained who've left you and gone to other corporations, you've improved the performance of the entire business sector. Because it's not just the person that you, so to say, donate after training. You also, with that person, what also goes out is the tacit understanding of ethics, of how to run a business, of what standards to maintain, and so on and so forth. So the business models of Pakistan have changed because of the contributions of your corporation and some of the other corporations, multinationals, that have kind of trained their people very well, invested in them, and made them precious jewels that they are, which is why people hire them, and people cherish them, and people keep them, and people continue to hunt from amongst you to create and find the next generation of leaders. So I'm very grateful. I'm very impressed. I've been just given the job as the Minister of Petroleum. So I have a job similar to yours, because this morning I announced that the Petroleum Ministry is going to go green. And I announced that we are going to all of these petroleum companies, because we drill and we kind of pull out oil and we pull out gas, and as a consequence of that, there's some level of pollution that we contribute. And we think that it's our responsibility to contribute back. It is our responsibility, therefore, to go green and think about sustainability and think about the environmentally sound business practices and business models. So we've decided today to go towards the renewables in a big way. And it was charming to see something similar happening here, whether it be your corporate social responsibility initiatives of forestation that I saw, or basically the tobacco-free, the oral nicotine products, or the product that I just saw. These are fantastic. And I'm also grateful that after 75 years, you thought that Pakistan had good talent and good infrastructure to outsource the back-end kind of this global digital business solutions hub. Which one is that? The one where you are having lots of people to do the back office work. So that's tremendous. That's showing tremendous contribution, not only in the country, but also in the people that you worked with, because you're obviously confident that for places that are not Pakistan, you'd be able to provide business services from here effectively and efficiently and at the same level of business and ethical standards as observed everywhere else in the world. And I am also familiar with some of the initiatives that you guys have taken towards kind of containing the illicit trade. And I'm very happy that you're doing that, because I think what we need to do in Pakistan is, first and foremost, document Pakistan. Because it's only through the documented economy that we are going to get legit revenues. And it's only through legit revenues that we are going to be able to, as I said earlier, take care of our people, whether it be in the area of social welfare or in the area of education or in the area of healthcare. These are all very important things for you. And without a legit economy, we would not be able to do that. That has historically been a problem for Pakistan. But I do understand both in the way of contributing legit revenues, but more than that, in terms of raising the awareness level. I am familiar with some of the programs that you've launched last year, the television campaigns and the interviews, where you're making people aware of the importance of legitimate business and responsibility, corporate responsibility, both in the way of corporate social responsibility, but also in the way of paying your due taxes and sharing the responsibility with all of the other corporations. So I'm so grateful that you invited me. Thank you so much. And once again, it was all because of Brigadier Saab that the program got screwed up. Thanks a lot.
Pakistan Tobacco Company has made to this country, its economy and society. As Ali mentioned, PTC was the first and is the oldest multinational company in this country. And since 1947, our continued commitment has allowed us to create very strong forward and backward linkages in this economy. Through our close collaboration and working with thousands of farmers, suppliers, manufacturers, distributors, and of course, a large trade community of this country. And today, as you all know, that we're here to inaugurate the report published by Oxford Economics UK. And this report, basically what it does is, I think it's really important for all of us to understand the essence of this report, or the key objective of this report. Now, this report basically tries to capture the total economic impact of Pakistan Tobacco Company on this economy through direct contribution, indirect contribution, and induced contribution. And I'll talk about it in the next 5 minutes or so. So I take a lot of pride in sharing with you that in 2021 alone, Pakistan Tobacco Company contributed a staggering 123 billion rupees to this country's GDP. Now, out of this 123 billion rupees, 50% of it came through our direct contribution. And even more heartening is that the next 50% came through allied industries that were working with us in the process of manufacturing our cigarettes. So a total of 123 billion in terms of GDP. Now that's a huge number. So if simply put, now every 1 billion that we give to the GDP, it generates another 1 billion rupees in associated industries elsewhere in the economy. Now, mind you, I think as Ali said, now this is on top of 133 billion rupees that Pakistan Tobacco Company pays in form of total taxes to the national exchequer. That also makes this company one of the largest taxpayers in this country. Now, moving on, something which we all at Pakistan Tobacco Company take a lot of pride in, and it's very close to our heart, is the employment generation in this country. Now, across the value chain, Pakistan Tobacco Company is supporting 76,000 jobs. If you take into account the average household size of 6 individuals, we're actually supporting close to 500,000 individuals in this country. Now, this is a significant contribution. An interesting fact, which again is documented in this report that inshallah, you'll all get and you'll all can go through it. For every 100 jobs that Pakistan Tobacco Company creates in our core business, it creates another 420 jobs elsewhere in the economy. So all in all, Pakistan Tobacco Company has been very successful in creating a very sustainable and effective ecosystem of a circular economy. Our traditional cigarette business is giving billions in taxes and revenue to the national exchequer. We're generating thousands of jobs. We're supporting millions of traders and other distributors and vendors across the process. And in doing so, we're also supporting millions of households across this country. So all in all, that's a really positive and strong contribution. What I want to end with is that inshallah, Pakistan Tobacco Company will continue to play this important and significant role towards Pakistan and its community, inshallah. Thank you very much. Have a good evening.
Valuable insights on how the positive impact of our traditional business spreads far beyond the activities of its value chain. I would now like to request the General Manager, BAT Global Business Services in Pakistan, Mr. Mohammad Zubair Khan, to please come on stage and talk in greater detail about a first-of-its-kind initiative in Pakistan, the new Digital Business Solutions Hub based out of Lahore. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Mohammad Zubair Khan.
On this amazing event. Now, I'm not as eloquent as the minister or Ali or Harun, and that's why, I've been handed over a script lest I go on a tangent. But, me being me, maybe I'll start by sharing with you that it has been an amazing journey that, in the last 5 months I have been with the DBS. Something like, 2 years back, BAT employed Accenture to do a study for creating a new GBS hub for BAT. And in that study, there were countries like Bangladesh, like India, like Philippines, like Malaysia, which have a very mature GBS industry existing. And Pakistan being a place where, GBS industry is in its nascent stage. And, some of the variables that, Accenture looked at to identify and select, the next GBS hub for BAT for the APME region, one was the BAT's presence, the commercial presence of BAT in the end market. Then, it was the total labor force or talent available, and then the quality of talent, and the sustainability of operations in financial stability in the country itself. And I can tell you that as as Pakistan do not have that GBS industry or the ecosystem existing, one of the big determinants of taking this decision was the high quality of talent that Pakistan and especially PTC, that has produced over the years. And as Ali mentioned, in his opening remarks, that when you have two of the PTC alumni sitting in the BAT management board, it itself tells you that the contribution of PTC has not only been in terms of the revenue generated and the employment given to the people in Pakistan alone. It's also about bringing the new and management perspective, new business models, opening people's mind, opening a completely new horizon to the people who work in PTC. So a big contribution of bringing this hub to Pakistan, actually it is the commercial success and the quality of talent that PTC has produced over the last 75 years. And me, I am also an alumni of PTC, so I really feel proud about that. If I come back to the script that I have been handed over, BAT decided to invest the first phase of that investment of $5 million, that has been put in place. And one thing which I want to share with you is this is not a back-end operation. It's not low value back-end services that we are providing. It's a cutting edge. It's a forward-looking. It's an experiential services. People, employees of GBS Pakistan sitting over here in Lahore and Islamabad and in Karachi, they are, within the, this 3 towers that we have. One is the consumer tower, where our people and market research is there, where our people sitting over here in Pakistan are providing data analytics, looking into the consumer preferences, contributing to the commercial success of the BAT entities in Japan, in Australia, in Malaysia, in New Zealand. So it's not something that people are doing repetitive tasks over here. Similarly, in our customer tower, we are looking at providing the e-commerce and operational efficiencies and driving the business in the end markets. And then the third big one that we have, the forward-looking and capability that we are building, is around all this social media, in search engine optimizations, in social media management, and looking into what the people in different end markets, what they think about, and how to take decisions. And we are helping the end markets, the commercial units, make those decisions. So this is not low-end jobs that we are bringing in Pakistan. This is a high-end job, and these. And the jobs that we are bringing in, it's not only in IT. They are in finance, they are in marketing, they are in in statistical analysis, in data scientists. So it's a contribution that we are making to. It goes on all for the graduates which are graduating in a big in a very wide. I would say disciplines that we are contributing. What we see is that in the next 3 to 5 years, what we see is that if we achieve our full potential, we will be employing more than 3,000 people directly, and then it will have up to 2,000 indirect employment opportunities generated, and 7,000 employment opportunities would be induced. So in total, we are talking about 12,000 jobs created in Pakistan, high value-added jobs. And most of the services that we will be providing will be the exports. We are looking at a potential of up to $100 million exports, really contributing to this society and putting Pakistan on the GBS map. It's not creation of a startup or a company in Pakistan. It's creation of a whole GBS industry in Pakistan. And that is the contribution which PTC has made. And I really thank you all for, in whatever capacity you have contributed, in whatever capacity you have supported it. And I'm really looking forward that, we continue this journey and we really make it a success, inshallah. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Zubair. The bold one which involves all of us fervently working together towards creating a better
And Assalamu alaikum. The topic that I will be discussing today, in fact, two of them, they are extensively captured in the Oxford Economics report, and we hope that you enjoy reading those. The first topic, which is very, very close to BAT, is the vision of BAT. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a clear purpose to build a better tomorrow by creating a different future for our consumers, for society, and for our business. This is underpinned by three critical pillars. The first one is consumer choice, which is at the heart of BAT's strategy. It involves developing three new category portfolio products: tobacco heating products, vaping products, and modern oral product, of which we will talk more in detail today. The second one is world-class science. Each of these products are backed by world-class science. Rarely can any company stand in front of you and say that they have 1,500 research and development specialists comprising of 600 scientists, about 150 PhDs and engineers, and 300 specialist hires dedicatedly working towards the research and development, looking after the product quality and safety, which leads me to the third critical pillar, which is standards and regulation. We strongly believe in fair, sensible regulations to ensure that the product is met in its quality and its safety for the people. What we are going to talk to you about today is Velo, a product that is a tobacco-free oral nicotine-containing product. And in Pakistan, as you will see in the branding around the room, as well as the report when we share with you, around $40 million has been invested in the country to actually manufacture this product and make it available. This plant that we have in Jhelum is not only serving the local market, but is also going to be an exports hub for the Asia Pacific and Middle East region and beyond. If you look at the modern oral ambitions that we have for PTC, you see three numbers before you on the slide. I'm here to tell you today that it's beyond the GDP contribution of 6 billion, beyond the 5,700 employment jobs created in total, and beyond the $50 million of exports. This actually helps us attain the vision, the purpose that BAT has set before us. Last but not the least, an important and very, very significant pillar of PTC, of which we have great pride in, is our ESG agenda. We believe in environmental excellence, delivering a positive social impact, and robust corporate governance. These three pillars underpin everything we do. It is to deliver with integrity. If you see before you, there are about a massive tons reduction that is done through CO2 emissions. We do this because of the fact that we have the largest private sector afforestation program running since 1981. There are about 27 water filtration plants churning out 500,000 liters of water every day. 150,000 patients that are treated free of cost through our mobile doctor units. And this program started back in 1985. It's sustainable to say the least. 3.1 megawatt of solar energy produced, and about 1,000 families trained on kitchen gardening and farm safety. These are just a few initiatives that you will see in the report, along with many, many more. My friend Madhi Pasha, who is my colleague and a friend, is responsible for actually driving and delivering each one of these objectives. They link inextricably closely to the UN's SDG goals, of which 8 of these goals are strong commitments of Pakistan, and we help to achieve and support the country in achieving these goals. Ladies and gentlemen, these are the 4 sections that started off with Haroon talking about our traditional FMC business, going on to Mr. Zubair Khan, who spoke about our digital business solutions hub. The third one is our modern oral ambition for a better tomorrow, and lastly, ESG. These 4 things will hope to poise PTC as a strong, sustainable company in the future. My last going note to you is that the numbers that you've seen before you position PTC not as a 133 billion tax company or 122 billion in GDP, but a $250 billion company in Pakistan. And it gives me immense pride to stand here today and to share this information with you. Thank you so much.
And very close colleagues. It's brilliant to be back here in Pakistan. And it's with great pride that I'm representing headquarters here this evening, so what more can I say? But if we fast forward 75 years of PTC, resilience and commitment, and one can only stand here but be proud, totally proud. PTC continues to be at the forefront of the industry. In fact, we are the industry here. And continuously pioneering and innovating, and importantly, delivering, as articulated very clearly to the Minister. PTC's resilience and ongoing national commitment goes without doubt that this evening's presentations underline just how PTC's significant economic contribution continues to go from strength to strength. Through onshore direct capex investment, increasing global exports of finished manufactured goods, and last but not least, as touched upon at many a point this evening, human capital and job employment, which is fundamental. PTC is one of BAT's blue chip companies, there's no doubt, and a true testament of how public and private sector can work together. However, a conducive environment is a critical ingredient to ensure that investments made today are sustainable for the future. And we do have challenges. In 2021, illicit trade represented more than 35% of the market, with over 200 brands, illicit cigarette brands, available openly in the market and sold below the minimum price, at the detriment of 70 billion rupees of state taxes, which is underlined by the Minister, could be utilised on many, many other government objectives. 70 billion rupees being lost. Illicit trade not only threatens the sustainability of the legal industry, it deters the government from its public health objectives and its fiscal objectives. And therefore, combating illicit trade must remain a critical priority for Pakistan and for the sustainability and to safeguard another 75 years of PTC. So during the last 12 months, our industry has observed a step change on enforcement, driven by raids, seizures, and I think and I believe that the eventual rollout of a track and trace system on all tobacco products in this market will ensure full, transparent and auditable supply chains, which is fully what we're after. Enforcement becomes agile and seamless, and importantly, a level playing field for all us to compete. However, as critical as strong enforcement and effective laws are, it's essential that fiscal and economic policy also do not encourage illicit trade. So as Ali rightfully pointed out earlier this evening, the success of PTC, of you, all of you, is synonymous with Pakistan. We as a company remain uncompromising in our commitment to do everything we can in our power to improve the economic sustainability of this country. So a very big thank you from me, a very big thank you to the local team for inviting me back here once again. It's always a pleasure. And a very personal thank you to my speechwriter on the far left for taking care of me and keeping me on script. Thank you very much.